There aren't too many cars out there that can put a smile on your face the way this one can. The Mazda MX-5 turns 30 this year, and to celebrate they've given us a very special, very orange anniversary edition. And nope, that colour is not optional. If you want the birthday model, it's very much a case of go big or go home, because this thing demands an awful lot of attention on the road. Now, I know you won't be shy, but please do let us know what you think of the colour in the comments section below. And while you're there, you may as well subscribe and give us a thumbs up, because how often do you get a nice day in Ireland and a convertible to review? Now, if you're in the market for a roadster, you probably already know that they're not the most practical things in the world, and they really aren't. There's no back seats to throw the shopping into, the boot is absolutely tiny at 130 litres, and there's not much in the way of storage in the cabin either. And in fact, if you've got a passenger in here, even your handbag or man bag, as the case may be, is going to have to go into the boot. Now, they have tried in the centre here with this detachable cup holder, but other than that, there's no glove box, no door bins. You've got a very snug little compartment under here, an almost useless one behind you here, so you will need to be travelling very light. Now, obviously the most exciting part about the MX-5 is that you can do this. Now, I did want to do this in a really slick way, and that might be possible if you have either longer arms or better upper body strength than me, but I can't get the roof all the way down from the driver's seat, so I either have to climb out of the car altogether or clamber around in a very undignified way to get it all the way down. Definitely not possible on the move, for me anyway, so you will have to make the call before you move off whether it's top down weather or not. But the good news is it is much easier to get the roof back up in case you do get caught short in a shower, which, let's face it, is very, very possible in this country. The lack of a glove box does at least mean better legroom for your passenger, and personal space in here is surprisingly good, depending of course on how tall you are. I'm 167 centimetres or about 5'6", so it wasn't really going to be an issue for me. But I do know 6-footers who own and drive and love this car and seem to be able to make it work. Any taller than that though, and I think you might start to struggle. But if you're a taller MX-5 driver, please do let us know in the comments and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Aside from the eye-popping colour, other special anniversary features include some more splashes of orange around the cabin, most notably on these gorgeous Recaro sport seats finished in leather and Alcantara, which are usefully well bolstered and nice and snug, which is great when you're flinging it around corners. Then there's some more classy subtle touches on the outside, like special engraving on the 17-inch custom raised alloy wheels. There's a special anniversary plaque denoting the serial number, this one being lucky number 16 of just 3,000 that will ever be made. You've also got special orange brake calipers on the back, Brembos on the front, and some more bits and pieces of orange stitching in here. As you might expect from a special edition, it also comes very well equipped with LED headlights as standard, as well as sat-nav, parking sensors and a Bose sound system, with speakers inbuilt into the headrest so that you can continue to enjoy your tunes even with the top down. The only thing noticeably missing is a reversing camera, but given that it is such a tiny thing, you'd like to think that you might get by without one. The 30th anniversary MX-5 is powered by the newer 184 PS 2-litre petrol engine. It's a naturally aspirated engine, and it comes paired with a 6-speed manual transmission and a manual gear stick, and it just makes for a very pure driving experience. And that is the beauty of the MX-5, I think, in that it's just so pared back. It's basically just you, a steering wheel, 4 wheels and the open road, which there doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot separating you from, so it can feel quite hardcore in that respect, but in the best possible way. Like all good sports cars, it's rear wheel drive, and you sit dead centre and quite low down, right in the middle of the car, which makes for a very engaging drive. And by engaging, of course, I mean brilliant fun. The steering is super sharp, and of course, being such a low down little sports car, it sticks like glue around corners and bends, which allows you to go into them with total confidence. The power uptake is slick and smooth, and it's got a brilliantly direct gear shift. This is just the type of car that's going to turn the most boring of tasks or errands into a mini adventure. Not to mention the enjoyment you're going to get out of the many admiring glances that this car attracts, and I don't think I've ever had a press car that's garnered quite as much attention as this one. In terms of comfort then, it's probably not as bad as you might think, and while you do sit quite low to the ground, it's damped in such a way so that it stays reasonably well composed in here, so it never gets uncomfortable. As for the running cost then, if you really want to know, it should be able to do about 7 litres per 100 kilometres on a good day, but that will of course depend on how much fun you're having. There's only going to be 10 of these made available in Ireland, so if you want to get your hands on a piece of history, you're probably going to have to move quickly. Not to mention talk nicely to your bank manager, because it'll set you back €41,000. That and the fact that it's a bright orange convertible will probably serve to limit its appeal a bit. But if you're after something that's absolutely silly fun to drive and that will spin, never mind turn heads, then I don't really think there's anything else in that bracket that will do that to the same extent that this thing will. Would you have the courage to drive something like this? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Like, share and subscribe, and join us back here next week where we will be reviewing a much more sensible Mazda.